Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we grab a stack of incredible sources, articles, research, behind-the-scenes notes, and pull out the absolute best nuggets of knowledge and insight.
Right, and our goal, basically to give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed, maybe with some surprising facts, hopefully enough humor to keep you hooked.
Exactly. We want to go beyond the surface, connect those dots you might not see, and deliver those genuine aha moments that make you feel like an expert on whatever topic we're exploring.
And today, we're plunging headfirst into a world that promised sun, sand, and sizzling romance, only to pull the rug out from under its participants in the most spectacular way.
That's right. So imagine this. You're finally on that dream vacation. You're at a ridiculously luxurious beach villa surrounded by some of the most incredibly attractive singles you've ever seen.
That's pretty good so far.
Totally. Everyone is geared up for a summer of fun, flings, maybe even finding the one.
Yeah.
The air is thick with anticipation and, well, other kinds of tension. But then, a calm digital cone named Lana drops a bomb. All physical intimacy, and we mean all of it, from a simple kiss to any form of touch, even solo acts, is strictly forbidden.
Wow. Okay, that, my friends, is the audacious premise of Netflix's Too Hot to Handle, a show that promised a hefty cash prize for those who could actually resist temptation.
And crucially, form deeper, more meaningful connections instead. It's basically a social experiment disguised as a wild reality show.
Exactly. And today, we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating and often quite bizarre behind-the-scenes world of Too Hot to Handle.
We've gathered exclusive insights directly from former contestants and the show's producers, and we are going to pull back the curtain on everything.
Like how this audacious social experiment was conceived, the meticulous detail involved in its filming, and maybe most importantly, how it truly impacted the lives of its participants long after the cameras stopped rolling.
Our mission today is to go beyond what you saw on screen. We're here to uncover the real challenges, the truly hidden rules, some surprising truths, and the personal transformations that viewers never witnessed.
This isn't just about watching hot singles try desperately not to touch each other. It's about understanding the elaborate psychological and logistical experiment that made it all possible.
Get ready for some serious aha moments, because we're about to show you how a show about not touching became one of the most talked about reality series on the planet. Okay, let's really unpack this.
And we begin with perhaps the most ingenious and, let's be honest, ethically dubious part of the entire show. The grand deception.
Oh, yeah.
Because the contestants were never, not even for a second, actually told they were applying for Too Hot to Handle.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting. They were lured in under the guise of entirely different, completely fictional reality shows. It's almost like a spy movie, isn't it?
It really is. For season 3, for instance, the cast genuinely believed they were signing up for something called Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
Imagine the expectation that title sets.
Exactly. It's truly a brilliant piece of misdirection, designed to attract exactly the kind of people who would struggle most with the eventual rules.
Makes sense.
In season 2, the pitch was Parties in Paradise, promising exactly what it sounds like, a nonstop party, no strings attached.
Classic reality TV beat.
Totally. And for the very first season, they kept it even more vague, simply calling it an untitled dating show. The production team went to extreme, almost unbelievable lengths to maintain this illusion right up until the last possible second.
And we're not just talking about a casual mention in a casting call. This was an immersive fabrication. We're talking full-on fake merchandise.
You're kidding. Fake merch.
No joke. Contestants would show up and be greeted by crew members in official-looking Pleasure Island polo shirts emblazoned with the show's fake logo.
Wow.
They'd be handed branded water bottles, see banners everywhere, plastered with promises of endless fun. It wasn't just a verbal pitch. It was an entire fictional universe created to cement the lie in their minds.
That's commitment.
They even hired pretend hosts actors, essentially to sell the lie to the unsuspecting cast members and get them hyped up for a show that didn't exist, playing the part perfectly to build the illusion. It's like a Hollywood movie set, but for a fake reality show.
And the contestants' expectations were exactly what the producers hoped for, setting them up for the ultimate shock. Francesca Farago, for example, from season 1.
Right, I remember her.
She went into the show anticipating a tropical getaway filled with attractive people, genuinely hoping to find a boyfriend. She described the location as very tropical, very warm, and a beautiful location, which alone, as she put it, sold her on the entire concept.
So she was expecting a dating show.
Exactly. A classic reality dating experience, envisioning romantic encounters under palm trees.
And then you had Rhonda Paul, also from season 1. She thought it was going to be more like an MTV real-world scenario.
Ah, okay. Like just living together?
Yeah, just living in a house with other hot people, experiencing life, forming friendships, maybe some casual romance. No rules, just good vibes, pure interpersonal drama.
And then you have Cam Holmes from season 2.
Oh, Cam.
He was told the show was about winning money by partying the hardest. He truly believed the premise was based on who could out-party everyone else, rack up the most wild moments, and generally the life of the party to win the cash.
Imagine being geared up for that level of hedonism. And then Lana.
Exactly. So after days of endless partying, flirting, and building those initial purely physical connections, a palpable tension hung in the air.
You could almost feel it through the screen.
Right. The contestants were on the brink of what they thought would be their first real opportunities for intimacy, perhaps a first kiss or more.
And then
Lana, the show's omnipresent AI host, made her dramatic, often theatrical reveal. She would often appear from unexpected places, dramatically rising from inside a treasure box on the beach or appearing seemingly out of nowhere in the main villa.
always designed to maximize the shock value.
Totally. This was the precise moment the true premise crashed down on the unsuspecting cast, shattering their carefully constructed expectations.
The raw reactions were absolutely priceless, and often quite visceral. Francesca recounted the moment, tears streaming down her face, saying it felt like a cruel prank, a truly traumatic experience.
It's traumatic, wow.
Yeah. I genuinely thought I was on a show to find love and have fun, and suddenly this cold digital cone tells me I can't even hold hands. It was utterly traumatizing, a complete betrayal of everything we'd been promised. My heart sank, and I considered packing my bags right then and there.
No.
She vividly described the setup. Everyone was extremely attractive. We were in the sun. It was a recipe for sex, so when that was all ripped away, we were just very confused, shocked, and frankly upset.
And Francesca wasn't alone in her distress. Harry Jowsey, also from season 1,
Right, Harry.
reportedly cried, and quite dramatically so, openly weeping in front of the cameras, though he later claimed he wasn't entirely sober at the time.
Convenient.
He was visibly distraught after developing an early connection with Francesca. He felt the true rules were a complete betrayal of the show's promise, and he was genuinely upset by the sudden imposition of boundaries on what he thought was a free-for-all.
But not everyone reacted that way, right, Rhonda?
Conversely, Rhonda, with her fiercely competitive spirit, reacted entirely differently. Instead of despair, she thought, okay, that's fine, I'm competitive, I got this.
She saw it as a challenge.
Exactly. She quickly reframed it as a new challenge, a game to be won through self-control rather than an emotional blow.
And Cam Holmes from season 2, he was just unimpressed.
He initially reacted with pure skepticism and disappointment. He recounted thinking the parties in paradise premise, which he was sold on, was already dreadful, imagining it would be a flop.
He thought that show would flop.
Yeah, he said no one's going to watch this. So when the actual rules of Too Hot to Handle were revealed, he famously thought to himself, this is even worse. Now absolutely no one's going to watch this.
Which, of course, turned out to be spectacularly wrong.
Completely wrong. Too Hot to Handle became a global phenomenon, captivating millions. The irony was certainly not lost on him later.
Okay, so this elaborate deception worked. But how did they find these people? That brings us to the casting conundrum.
Right. How do you find the right participants for such a specific, almost contradictory social experiment? You need people who are instinctively drawn to physical intimacy, but also possess some capacity for deeper growth.
This is a tricky balance.
Very. The primary method for finding these contestants was surprisingly direct, scouting them via Instagram.
Just scrolling and DMing?
Pretty much. Producers would simply slide into the direct messages of attractive, outgoing individuals, inviting them to audition. It was a very modern approach to talent acquisition.
Just a scroll through your feed and bam, you might be on a Netflix show, unwittingly signing up for a celibacy experiment.
Imagine. The audition process itself was multi-layered, meticulously designed to filter for specific traits.
Okay, how did that work?
Well, the first video call often focused heavily on the applicant's sex life and their party persona, designed to fit the fake show premise.
So asking about hookups and stuff.
Exactly. Direct questions about their dating history, their wildest nights, their casual flings, what they look for in purely physical relationships. This was all to attract the right, superficial candidates who thought they were signing up for a typical hookup show.
But that wasn't the whole story.
Not at all. Here's where the clever part came in. If they passed that initial party persona test, The second call delved much deeper, subtly shifting the focus.
Okay.
This round would ask about their personal insecurities, their past heartbreaks, what more they had to offer beyond their looks, and what they truly wanted in a long-term relationship. It aimed to find a hidden depth.
Hinting at the real goal.
Precisely. It subtly hinted at the show's underlying purpose of fostering deeper connections beyond physical attraction, without giving away the secret. It was a brilliant way to select individuals who were ostensibly superficial, but had some underlying capacity for emotional growth.
The perfect candidates for Lana's experiment.
You got it.
And the demand was absolutely insane. Over 3,000 people reportedly auditioned.
Yeah, eager for their moment in the reality TV spotlight. Creator Laura Gibson, one of the masterminds behind the show, had a specific strategy in mind for the cast demographics.
What was that?
She believed younger contestants, say in their early 20s, might struggle more with the rules, making for more dramatic television,
Right, less life experience, maybe less self-control.
potentially leading to more temptation and rule breaks. While older participants, like Bryce and Matthew, who were both 29,
Older, relatively speaking.
all right, they might be more focused on winning the cash prize, providing a different kind of tension as they weighed substantial money against primal urges.
So they picked the cast. How did they stop them from meeting beforehand? That seems crucial.
Absolutely crucial. To prevent contestants from meeting before filming, a key step in maintaining the grand illusion and maximizing the impact of Lana's reveal, they were flown on separate, staggered flights to the luxurious, secluded location.
Separate flights, okay.
And upon arrival, they were required to isolate for a minimum of 3 days in individual villas, each with a dedicated chaperone to ensure absolutely no contact.
3 days of isolation, that's intense.
Totally. Cam Holmes famously recounted spending his entire quarantine period just watching Marvel movies, desperate for any distraction. He was even restricted from jogging in certain areas of the expansive property to avoid any accidental encounters with other cast members.
They told him where not to jog.
Yep. He recalls being told, "Don't run over there, another contestant is there." This meticulous pre-show seclusion was vital to the big reveal's impact, ensuring maximum surprise and genuine, unfiltered reactions when the group finally met.
Plus, they had to give up their phones, right? Locked away.
Oh yeah, phones in a locked safe. The isolation alone was part of the psychological setup, building anticipation and maybe a sense of unease.
Okay, so once they were all corralled into the main villa, often after a fake mixer where they thought they were just meeting for the first time, that's when the real experiment truly began, under Lana's gaze.
Lana's constant watchful eye. And when we say watchful eye, we mean ubiquitous, 204/7 surveillance.
How many cameras are we talking?
The villas were rigged with an extensive network, 6 cameras in the main bedroom alone, meticulously placed, and numerous units throughout every single common area, hallways, outdoor lounges, everywhere.
6 in the bedroom. Wow.
It's an incredible level of monitoring designed to catch every single forbidden interaction. They use 2 main types of cameras.
Sorry.
Firstly, remotely operated rig cameras. Small, often hidden cameras that contestants would easily forget were even there because there was no human operator behind them.
So they'd let their guard down.
Exactly, leading to spontaneous, unplanned rule breaks being caught on film. And then there were operative cameras, managed by actual human camera operators.
Terribly important stuff.
Right, used for specific planned scenes like dates, one-on-one conversations, or dramatic reveals. One contestant described being on a romantic date, trying to have a genuine moment, but being surrounded by 8 sweaty men with cameras and boom mics, totally breaking any romantic illusion.
So much for romance. And it wasn't just filming, right? Crew were watching constantly.
Constantly. Beyond the actual camera work, a dedicated team of crew members monitored the live footage for any suspicious activities. They were always looking for subtle clues.
Like what?
Producer Louise Pete, for instance, became an unexpected expert at deciphering unpleasant noises echoing from the bathrooms.
No way. Bathroom noises.
Yep. A telltale sign that rules might be compromised even in supposedly private moments. She could apparently distinguish sounds that indicated more than just a typical shower. They truly missed nothing.
Ears finely tuned to forbidden rustles.
You got it.
Yeah.
Even the showers were under surveillance, monitored by cameras. Lana apparently was also concerned with human hygiene, or maybe that was the cover story.
Hygiene. Right.
So even mundane activities were observed, or at least recorded. While contestants were allowed to shower together, strict rules applied. Absolutely no intimacy was permitted.
Even showering together had rules.
It truly underscored the all-encompassing nature of the experiment. Even mundane activities like taking a cigarette break required a security guard to be present with the cast members at all times.
Constant scrutiny. No privacy.
None. Every moment was managed.
Okay, let's talk about Lana herself. The cone. The voice. Was that voice real?
The distinct digital voice of Lana heard on the show is precisely what the contestants heard in the villa. And yeah, it had an effect. It's been described by participants as terrifying.
Terrifying.
And capable of causing slight anxiety every time that signature ping sounded, signaling an impending rule break or new instruction. You heard that sound, and you just knew you were in trouble, your heart rate jumping.
But she wasn't really AI, right? That's a common misconception.
Exactly. Despite her seemingly all-knowing persona, Lana wasn't some super advanced artificial intelligence. In reality, producers dictated her dialogue in real time, often from a control room.
So someone was typing her lines.
Basically, yes. They would type out her messages or commands, which she then repeated using a pre-recorded digital voice. The magic and mystery surrounding her mechanics was intentionally maintained by the production team.
To make her seem more powerful.
Exactly. Ensuring contestants believed she was an omniscient, autonomous entity, rather than just a sophisticated text-to-speech program being manually operated. This added to her mystique.
And the contestants had strong feelings about her, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Because she was so central to their experience, guiding and punishing them, contestants described Lana using a truly wide range of adjectives.
Like?
When she foiled their plans for intimacy, she was called an annoying ass and a cockblock. She was even described as bipolar due to her unpredictable announcements.
Bipolar Lana.
Yet, paradoxically, they also called her nosy, persistent, smart, and mysterious. On the other hand, when she offered advice or rewarded growth, some even saw her as a guru or encouraging presence.
So a love-hate relationship.
Definitely. Showing just how complex their relationship with her became. She truly became a character in her own right for them.
But she wasn't all-powerful. She had limits.
Right. Lana, for all her perceived power, did have her limitations. Contestant Chase Demore recounted a hilarious instance where he tried to ask Lana for a green light for a date he was planning.
Trying to get pre-approval. Smart.
He hoped it would prevent a penalty. He posed his question, expecting a response, only for her to just turn off, completely ignoring him and offering no guidance.
She just ghosted him.
Pretty much. It highlighted her programmed rather than truly intelligent responses, reminding them that she was a tool, albeit a very effective one, for the producers and not a sentient being.
Okay, let's get to the most painful part for the cast, besides the frustration, the money, the cost of connection.
Yes. Every single rule break chipped away at the grand prize, and the prize fund began at a substantial $100,000.
Which is a big motivator.
Absolutely. Especially for those who were initially drawn by the promise of winning a large sum of money for partying.
And the costs weren't fixed from the start. That's interesting.
Right. What's truly fascinating here is that the cost of breaking rules wasn't set in stone at the very beginning of filming, nor was it uniform across seasons. Executive producers Vicky Kolar and Jonah Richards had a very strategic approach.
They wanted some rule breaks.
Well, yeah, for entertainment value, after all, a show where no one ever touched might be a bit dull, but they also didn't want the prize pool to be completely depleted. That would undermine the game.
So they adjusted the fines.
They assigned dollar values flexibly based on how far the cast went in their rule-breaking and their perceived entertainment value. It was a delicate, calculated dance between preserving the prize and generating drama.
And the penalties were specific.
Incredibly specific and designed to sting, ensuring that every forbidden act had a tangible consequence. A simple kiss.
How much for a kiss?
A hefty $3,000 from the communal pot.
$3,000 for one kiss.
Yep. Oral sex was even more expensive, clocking in at $6,000, which some producers even thought was a bit cheap, considering the severity of the rule break.
Wow. And the big one.
Full sexual intercourse resulted in a whopping $20,000 deduction from the prize fund.
$20,000.
Imagine knowing that one moment of passion, one lapse in judgment, could wipe out a fifth of everyone's winnings. That's a serious deterrent, or at least it was supposed to be.
And when Lana announced those deductions, I bet things got heated.
Oh, incredibly heated. The announcement of money loss often led to intense arguments among the cast, creating some of the most dramatic, though largely unseen, moments in the villa.
What kind of arguments?
Contestants would erupt in expletive-laden outbursts like, "What the F? Why the F have you done that? You just cost us thousands." They were often furious at each other, not just Ilana.
But we didn't see much of that.
No, these intense, often very adult reactions were largely edited out to maintain the show's more PG viewing and to keep the focus on personal growth rather than just bitter financial squabbles and interpersonal animosity.
Yeah.
Emily, for instance, recounted just how fierce and profanity-laced those arguments could get.
Okay, so beyond the rules and cameras, what was daily life really like? No clocks, right? That must mess with you.
Totally. No clocks or watches permitted anywhere, absolutely no way to tell time. So contestants completely lost all perception of time. Days simply blurred into one long, luxurious, but sexually frustrating stretch.
How did they know what time it was?
They relied solely on meal times, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to gauge the passing of the day, with no idea if it was 10 a.m. or 3 p.m.
And fitness, limited gym gear.
Yeah, fitness regimes were certainly improvised. The only equipment available were a few sets of dumbbells, leading contestants to get incredibly creative. David Birtwistle packed resistance bands and a jump rope.
Making deer.
Coles Dyke reportedly mastered handstand walking around the villa.
Handstand walking. Nice.
And perhaps most famously, Cam Holmes from season 2 suffered from blue balls or epididymal hypertension.
Oh, God, yes.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times, requiring doctor visits and painkillers. It shows the very real and quite uncomfortable physical toll the abstinence took on some.
But the food was good, right? I heard the food was amazing.
Oh. Despite the sexual restrictions, the cast certainly enjoyed an all-you-can-eat culinary paradise. There was a personal chef on staff.
Who worked for celebrities.
Yeah, a true gourmet who actually worked for celebrities like Drake and Ariana Grande. This chef prepared incredible breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with unlimited snacks available at all times.
Like what kind of snacks?
Animal crackers, Gatorade, even deep-fried Oreos.
Deep-fried Oreos, okay.
Francesca, for example, stuck to her vegan diet, and the chef meticulously accommodated her requests for things like beet Wellington, even when everyone else was having beef. It was truly a 5-star dining experience.
A lavish comfort amidst the torture.
Pretty much. And what's truly interesting is that eating times were never filmed.
Really? Why not?
It created what some contestants affectionately called the second show. This was a space where the cast could truly let loose, knowing the cameras weren't rolling for the main show. They would dance on tables, sing, tell jokes, just be themselves.
A break from the pressure.
Exactly. However, even here, strict rules applied. The girls and guys were physically separated at different tables, with producers always present to prevent any discussions about the show, strategies, or rule breaks.
Can't even strategize over dinner. Wow.
Nope. And alcohol moderation was surprisingly strict for a show like this.
How strict?
A maximum of 2 drinks per night per person. This was often a shock to contestants used to constant partying.
Only 2 drinks. How did they cope?
Well, human ingenuity under restriction always finds a way. Contestants found creative ways to sneak alcohol, like dyeing mouthwash blue and hiding it in plain sight, or concealing mini bottles in fake umbrellas.
Hiding booze and umbrellas.
Yeah.
Classic. Okay, let's talk about what didn't make the final cut, the cutting room floor stuff.
Right. A lot gets left out. Many relationships and dates simply didn't make it to air, often because they didn't generate enough drama or, crucially, didn't break any rules.
So, happy couples were boring.
Basically, yeah. Producers actively cut out couples who were simply boring because they weren't costing the group any money and therefore weren't driving the core conflict. Christian and Valentina's relationship from season 3, for example.
I barely remember them.
Exactly. It was largely removed because they genuinely tried to follow the rules and didn't spend any money, making them, from a TV perspective, less compelling than the rule breakers.
If you weren't costing cash, you weren't getting screen time.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Emily Faye Miller from season 2 went on another date with Joey that was completely cut from the show, despite her putting a lot of effort into it.
Why was it cut?
Because she remained loyal to Cam and didn't break any rules or spark any drama. She even wore her favorite outfit for it, a dress she loved, only for it to be completely unseen by viewers.
Imagine the frustration, all that effort vanished.
Totally. And beyond relationships, many heated arguments among cast members were never shown either. The villa wasn't always harmonious.
Like the French fry fight.
Exactly. A significant fight between Marvin Anthony and Chase Damore erupted over something as trivial as French fries, but it escalated so dramatically that it required security intervention to separate them.
Security over fries.
Yep. But this intense conflict never made the final cut. Arguments over lost money were also routinely edited for a more PG portrayal. The raw, expletive-laden outbursts were almost entirely removed.
Fascinating. So this brings up the age-old reality TV question. Was any of this scripted? Were the relationships real?
Well, Emily and Cam, whose relationship became a fan favorite, have consistently maintained that their connection was absolutely not scripted. It was genuine, evolving naturally.
But producers maybe nudged things along.
Some contestants did claim producers encouraged or persuaded them to do certain things, perhaps subtly nudging them towards a particular decision or interaction, but never outright forced them. It seems to be a fine line.
Subtle influence versus scripting. Got it. And we heard about Harry Jowsey's reality TV past.
Yeah, which wasn't widely known to viewers. Before Too Hot to Handle, he had actually won $100,000 on New Zealand's Heartbreak Island with an ex-girlfriend, Georgia Briers.
And they broke up over Instagram?
Famously, yes. Over an Instagram comment. Quite the modern breakup story. He was reportedly quite open about this past with his Too Hot to Handle castmates, sharing details viewers didn't see.
And Matthew Smith.
Yeah.
The bearded guy. He had a wild resume.
Truly eclectic.
Oh.
He'd been cast as Jesus in a short film, appeared on America's Next Top Model.
Wait, top model? Seriously?
Yep. And he was clean-shaven at the time, looking completely different. Plus, he wrote a children's book called Windy.
Jesus, top model, children's author. Okay, diverse.
Shows there's often more than meets the eye. And many contestants, like Rhonda and Francesca, have claimed significant personal growth.
So the experiment actually worked for some.
Seems so. Francesca stated she learned to consider consequences and that dating wasn't just physical. Rhonda's friend even noticed she was different after returning home. More mature.
A powerful testament. What about Seb's $25,000 dilemma?
Oh yeah, Seb Mellon from season 3. He was actually offered $25,000 cash to leave the show early.
Wow, take the money and run.
But he chose to stay, specifically to avoid hurting Christine, with whom he was developing a genuine connection. He later expressed regret over the financial decision, describing the moment as incredibly intense.
He chose connection over cash? Regretted it later. Ouch.
It was a tough call. And we can't forget the infamous chicken and rice incident.
Oh, right, Ethan.
Ethan Smith, a bombshell from season 3, famously flipped out on his very first night. The reason? He didn't receive the specific chicken and rice he needed for his strict diet.
Flipped out over chicken and rice.
Big time. This dramatic outburst, probably fueled by hunger, exhaustion, and pressure, led to his removal just 4 days later. Despite this, apparently he was widely liked by the cast.
A lovable guy who just needed his chicken. Got it. Managing all this required a special touch, right? Production mom.
Exactly. Behind the scenes, managing these personalities required someone special. The cast affectionately called one particular production individual their mom, therapist, and certified babysitter, a woman named Katie.
A high-ranking production person.
Yep. And apparently, she had a tendency to turn small issues into huge deals, perhaps a necessary trait for maintaining control in that environment.
And she implemented rules after the show, too.
Her influence extended even to postseason restrictions. Yeah. Due to drama from previous seasons, particularly season 1 contestants smashing on the very last night.
Right after the rules were lifted?
Exactly. Katie implemented strict rules for subsequent seasons, like immediately separating cast members into different villas post-show to prevent further rule-breaking and ensure the narrative about transformation held.
Managing them start to finish. Wow. Okay, so what happens after Lana goes quiet? The aftermath. Post-show realities.
Right, and they are perhaps unsurprisingly pretty wild. Emily humorously recalled how Kayla Richards' food baby from all that gourmet food led to rampant rumors of Kayla's pregnancy among fans.
Shows how quickly things get twisted online.
Totally. And it's not surprising that many reality TV stars, including from Too Hot to Handle, have considered or embraced OnlyFans.
A common path now.
Yeah. They often view it as a direct way to make a kill financially and cry from your Lamborghinis, as one put it, despite potential shame or stigma. The UK influencing scene, especially, has a lot of OnlyFans models from reality TV.
And cultural differences, like LA versus UK influencer scenes.
Contestants like Kayla were genuinely shocked by the saying shit for clicks culture in LA. It contrasted sharply with a more frowned-upon approach to sensationalism in the UK market.
Interesting clash. And the group dynamics, do they stay friends?
It evolves.
Yeah.
Initial group chats, season-specific, friend groups, gender-specific, offered solidarity immediately after filming. But they often fractured once the show aired and different portrayals emerged.
Because of the edit.
Yeah. Those who felt unfairly edited often became the most vocal critics or would throw shade at former castmates. Competition persists off-screen.
Tough world, so they drift apart.
Many cast members from the same season drifted and went their separate ways. But despite this, a unique, unspoken bond remains among all the alumni, even across seasons.
Like an invisible string.
Exactly. They've all gone through this incredibly peculiar, shared experience. It's a club only they understand.
But networking within that club can be hard.
Definitely. Some contestants struggled, feeling awkward or even entitled when reaching out to more established alumni like, well, me or Harry Jowsey. There's a perceived hierarchy.
And you've tried to help with that, taking new casts out.
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand, which is why I've made an effort, taking entire new casts out for dinner sometimes, just to help them mingle and build connections,
Yeah.
foster that community.
That's great. You mentioned meeting James from season 4.
Right, in Hawaii, unexpectedly. He was this towering figure, a gentle giant, but initially nervous, overwhelmed by the sudden fame, seeking advice.
What did he ask?
He poured out anxieties, asking, how do you even begin to leverage this? How do I avoid the pitfalls? Is this normal? Feeling so lost? It's a reminder, these are real people facing real unexpected challenges.
And Nathan's modeling career took a hit.
We talked about that too. Nathan Sonmugomezulu's modeling career was severely impacted. He was booked solid before the show, but he said the show fed with him, and he lost deals after, just because of the show's reputation. It's not always an upward trajectory.
Wow, that's a crucial point about the long-term impact. But for some, it was positive, right? Like therapy.
For some, profoundly positive. Cam Holmes described the experience as literally like therapy, helping him learn about himself, his emotional patterns, forming more meaningful connections.
If you lean into it.
Exactly. He emphasized it can be genuinely transformative if contestants accept it and allow it to be therapy, leaning into the emotional coaching rather than resisting it.
And it launched diverse careers, boxing, car racing.
Certainly diverse paths. Lou Brown plans more TV and boxing. Seb Mellon is developing businesses and returning to car racing. Kayla Richard is expanding into high-fashion modeling, beauty, launching her own business.
And you're working on something new, too.
Yeah. I can even say that I'm working on a new business venture myself, inspired in part by what I learned from the show.
But there's that entitlement trap, too.
Big time. Many new reality stars fall into it. They struggle with feeling entitled to fame, lacking the understanding that self-promotion, strategy, and continuous hard work are crucial for long-term success. It's not like the curated existence on screen.
This show's just a platform.
Exactly. Long-term success requires far more initiative.
So final advice for future reality hopefuls, reach out.
Definitely. If you're out there listening, considering reality TV, actively reach out to previous cast members. Don't feel awkward, just reach out. Those who've been through it understand, and their insights can genuinely help navigate that whole new world.
Sound advice.
So there you have it. We've unpacked the intricate layers of Netflix's Too Hot to Handle, from the ingenious deception, the constant surveillance, the unique costs of intimacy, to the surprising growth in drama.
It really is a social experiment unlike any other.
Playing on primal urges for entertainment and, unexpectedly, for profound transformation.
And the so what here is clear, right? It goes beyond just a salacious reality show.
Absolutely. At its core, Too Hot to Handle isn't simply about hot singles resisting temptation. It's a deep exploration of human connection beyond the purely physical.
And for many, like Francesca and Rhonda, the experiment worked. It led to real personal growth, a reevaluation of relationships.
It challenged them to look inward, which leads us to a final provocative thought for you to mull over until our next deep dive.
Okay, let's hear it.
Thinking about the extreme choices these contestants face, that immediate pull of instant gratification versus a potentially life-changing cash prize, and the promise of deeper connection, what does that say about human nature itself?
Good question.
If Lana, with her all-seeing eye and her financial penalties, were watching your life, and your actions had a tangible monetary cost, what might change about your own pursuits of pleasure versus your pursuits of purpose?
Something to consider. Definitely something to mull over.